So let's try this again, people. Sorry about that. There was a freak outage in my area. That's never happened. That's the first time that I've just had an outage while I was live, or at least that I can remember. But yeah, let's get right back to this. This just happened. This story is not even 24 hours old, if I'm not mistaken. This took place at Willard School. Willard, I believe that's, where is that? Where is that? Is that the UK? Here's the article right here. Springfield? Where is this? We're going to have to find out where this is, okay? Before this stream is over, we're going to find out where this is. Willard Intermediate School. Willard Intermediate School. Now, here is the report on that attack.
A lot of students and staff at Willard South Intermediate School are still shaken up after two dogs attacked them on a playground this afternoon at that school campus in West Springfield. We've learned tonight that at least 6 people...
Okay, West Springfield. West Springfield.
People received medical attention.
Whoa. Let's back that up.
Springfield. We've learned tonight that at least 6 people received medical attention.
6. I heard like 20. Okay, there's over 20 injuries.
Our Parker Paget is live tonight in Springfield. And Parker, you actually spoke with one of those students. What did she tell you?
Yeah, Mike, I spoke to 10-year-old Phoenix Smith, who was part of the 21 people injured today, about what happened this afternoon. She says the attack was overwhelming and made her cry.
Okay, 21 injuries. This is a 10-year-old that he talked to. The 10-year-old said it was overwhelming and it made her cry. Now, like I said in the previous stream, the same creatures into these schools to teach kids that they're harmless. Why are you doing that with the same creatures that can't wait for them to come out of the school? This is not the first time kids have been attacked by dogs right outside of a school. They wait for them when they come out of a school, when they get off the bus, waiting for the bus. What does that sound like to you? Doesn't that sound like a child predator? A predator that strikes usually when they're waiting for a bus, a school bus, or as soon as they come off a school bus, or when they come out of a school. Come on, man. We wouldn't tolerate this from people. 21 injuries. Now, also, like I said, 21 injuries. That reminds you very much of these attacks on livestock. I can't even keep up with these stories. They surface so often, where a dog, one or more dogs, just went through and killed animal after animal. Multiple animals. Didn't eat any of them. Just went through attacking them. What does that sound like? That behavior is the most dangerous type of behavior that any lethal creature could engage in. To just go around attacking random people, random living things, period. So wait a minute. This is a pattern with dogs, is it not? It is. It's not the first time we've heard about a dog attacking multiple people for no reason. Again, it's not territory aggression. These dogs leave their territory and go on to someone else's territory. You can't fit this into any type of excuse that they've tried to make for these mutants. Okay, 21 injuries.
She says the attack was overwhelming and made her cry.
It starts chasing everybody, and I thought it was chasing me.
Okay, so she's traumatized. Again, If a creature quite often on a regular basis not only kills kids, but leaves them traumatized, leaves them mutilated, you should not be promoting that same creature as harmless. Like I said, these therapy dog programs that they have right now, they're going to eventually be outlawed. That will not stand the test of time. It won't, because it's far too reckless. You can't teach them to not fear these things, to not have a healthy fear of these things while they're being attacked left and right. Every time they step outside the school, they're getting mutilated by these same creatures you're bringing in there, trying to convince them that these things are harmless angels. No, it's not going to stand the test of time. It's only a matter of time. Right? So this dog has left multiple kids traumatized, over 20 people injured. That's what dogs do. They bring nothing but chaos, nothing but negativity. If it's not physical injuries, it's the contamination of everything you need to live. Water and air.
It starts chasing everybody, and I thought it was chasing me.
Phoenix Smith, a 10-year-old who goes to Willard Intermediate South School, says this afternoon was scary.
This dude comes in front of me, and he pretty much gets attacked. And so I run over to all my friends and where they are, and I see all of them crying, and I'm really worried because I didn't know if they were bit.
Smith, along with
Okay, so multiple kids crying. What does that mean? That means multiple kids traumatized. Stuff like that burns into your memory. It burns into your memory, and it can traumatize you. So, and this happens, people, every day, literally every day. Under no circumstances should you be promoting these things as family members, as being no different from 2-year-old kids. Boy, this is too easy. These people make this far too easy. Every story. Have y'all noticed it? Again, people, this just happened. This is not even 24 hours old. Every single dog attack story helps our argument and hurts all of their arguments. That is epic.
Many other staff and students were attacked by 2 dogs who came onto their playground Tuesday afternoon.
Several students and teachers sustained injuries from those dogs. We immediately contacted animal control and ambulances to kind of...
So you immediately call the dog police, the special police unit that you've created specifically for dogs. So-called man's best friend, and no different from a 2-year-old child. Innocent. Yeah, you got a whole police force just for them. And everybody's traumatized. You got injuries. Don't you think it's foolish to prop these things up as the best friends of kids? You should be inside of those schools teaching kids that these things are dangerous, to avoid them at all costs. Don't be up in these schools teaching them that they have a mental problem just because they don't want to be around dogs. Yeah, xenophobia. That's all that is. Xenophobia is just meant to shame people for their natural, healthy instincts. Okay? We about to change this up. You behaviorists, y'all so irresponsible. You don't want to take it upon yourself to retract this garbage, bogus information that you've put out here. So we're going to do it for you.
and ambulances to kind of just be on scene to provide, any medical assistance that may need to happen.
Phoenix's mom says she learned what happened.
Lord, medical assistance for multiple people at a preschool. What are you thinking? Projecting these things as family members, sweet little angels. Man, any parent who wants to object to therapy dogs being brought into a school with their kids, you have a valid argument. It's more than valid. But that should be unconstitutional, man. That is a violation of not only people's rights. I don't want anybody teaching my child that something that's actually dangerous is harmless. Does that not make sense? Man, these people just don't even have common sense. This is crazy.
But when the principal called her,
my first instinct was, my kid was in trouble. And then the more she talked, she was telling me that there were dogs loose and that there was an attack. And then that Phoenix had been hurt.
I was running and I twisted my ankle and I was looking for my friend and I was crying and I couldn't find her anywhere. And somebody that was running really fast kicked my ankle that I twisted. And
good Lord. Did y'all hear what she said? Let me rewind that. She said she was running, fell, twisted her ankle, and then somebody kicked that same twisted ankle. So this is just nonstop trauma, people. Trauma where you're thinking in your head, am I about to die? Am I about to be tortured? Will I get away? Will I make it? Nobody should be subjected to that, especially when it's unnecessary. These are real deadly threats. You don't play games with deadly creatures. Lord. Okay, let's listen to that again, because that was deep. That was deep. She running for her life, twists her ankle, then somebody run by and kick her in their twisted ankle.
That Phoenix had been hurt.
I was running and I twisted my ankle and I was looking for my friend and I was crying and I couldn't find her anywhere. And somebody that was running really fast kicked my ankle that I twisted. And I was helping people up and that just hurt even worse with all the pressure on my leg. So it overwhelmed me a whole bunch, so I started crying and I didn't know what to do.
Courtney Smith says this could create discussions about potential changes for student safety.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man. What is wrong with people? What's wrong with these people? Now, dog lovers, you're okay with this, right? Yes, you are. It's not a question. You're okay with this. Is terrorism, people. This is domestic terrorism. Now, usually when it comes to terrorism, well, I won't say usually, kids are not involved. Most situations, hostage situations, they let the kids go. The kids, the elderly, they let them go. Here you got something that targets children. Do you know? Okay, now this took place at recess. Do you know that recess playground must have looked like a candy store in the mind of that worthless mutt?
But I do hope that maybe this kind of sparks some ideas about a fence.
Ideas about a fence. Now, you see how clueless so many people are as to what needs to be done as a real effective solution? That's not a solution at all. Now, I said that I'm going to fence my home off before I move into it, but I'm fully aware, some dogs can get over or dig under a fence. They can manipulate restraints and barriers. But a fence is not the solution. We don't even know how this happened. There may have been a fence, and the dog simply manipulated it somehow. The point here is, you're not supposed to be in possession of anything that even wants to run at a playground full of kids during recess and just start munching on everybody it sees. I don't talk about no fence. People shouldn't be in possession of anything like that. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? No, it's unacceptable for people to be in possession of something like that. Okay? So what we need to talk about here is bans. Okay? Not just bans. Also, put a stop to these goofy therapy dog programs. Get them out of these schools. Get them out of hospitals. Y'all take them into these hospitals looking for kids. It's such a sick culture, man. They go into hospitals looking for kids. They go into libraries. Who are they looking for? Kids. You notice all those stories that I showed, the therapy dog reading it's all for kids. Why? There's adults in the library too. There's adults in the now they quite often focus on kids. It's a very sick obsession. And at the very least, that is terribly irresponsible. So here's yet another case that supports our argument. And this is unfortunate. Let me hear what else they have to say here, because this is not done. We got a few more seconds.
The school district is bringing in resources to work with the students and staff that were involved in this afternoon. Now, Phoenix tells me that today's events do not change her love for animals. Reporting live in Springfield.
Whoa, what? What? It should. Who's he talking about? Was he talking about that 10-year-old? Let me back that up. You see how this media outlet, they had to say that. They had to close this story like that. These media outlets are pro-dog. You're supposed to learn from experience. There ain't nothing honorable about still being a dog lover after these things prove that they can't wait to maul your face. There ain't nothing honorable about that. Y'all just stop it.
And resources to work with the students and staff that were involved in this afternoon. Now, Phoenix tells me that today's events do not change her love for animals. Reporting live in...
Okay, I don't know who he's talking about. I don't care. This foolishness, that's all it is. This foolishness of thinking it's some type of badge of honor to still love dogs after they prove that there's no reason whatsoever to love them. Well, you need to stay away from them. Stay away from them. That's all I have to say to the youngsters from this channel. Avoid them. Now, all of you behaviorists, I'm going to stay on y'all's necks, because you are the professionals. You're supposed to be the people who inform the general public of the true nature of dogs and the true causes of these attacks. That's your responsibility, not ours. We're not supposed to play detective. I shouldn't have a channel like this. Technically, I'm not stupid enough to challenge other professionals at their profession. I can't think of any other, at least not right now, maybe some politicians. But this is shameful stuff. And it's very rare and unprecedented where grassroots people completely make an entire profession illegitimate. Fascinating stuff, man. And that should be motivation for you experts to respond. Instead, you're just cowards. Let's be honest, it's cowardly behavior. You got all these people calling out your profession like this, proving that the things that you put out here is a lie. Now, how many media sources have we seen? Too many to remember. Y'all remember this woman. I have not gotten in touch with her yet. She is very elusive. She hides, and she should. One of those crazy articles where the simple question is asked, why do dogs attack children? And she goes into this tirade talking about how horrible kids behave and that is why they get attacked. In this story, in this news report that we just watched, that got proved wrong in front of a whole lot of people. That showed the true nature of these attacks on let's be specific, because the vast majority of dog attacks on kids, I won't say the vast majority, a lot of them, they take place just like this. The dog runs from a long distance away and attacks. Far too many stories to remember. Y'all know this. Okay? So when you have a hard time finding cases or stories where a dog was provoked, you need to change professions or agree to revise it. Agree to revise it. Now, y'all remember this guy. This guy, a lot of people feel like this guy is just, he knows he's dishonest. They suspect that he is, it's just a con, which I don't put that past anyone.
So
but y'all remember this guy. You can just look at the name of his video and that's all you need to know. Look at that. You can't blame dogs for attacking children. How to prevent dog bites. Just the title alone tells you everything about this video. But if y'all want to hear it, Bright Dog Academy. He has 86,000 subscribers. Oh yeah. Y'all remember this guy. So it's like a certain time of the year. What is it? Dog Attack Prevention Week or something like that. Comes around once a year. And during that time, they want to give the public advice on how to prevent dog attacks on children. And every single one of them, they go through the same rhetoric. It's the kids, the kids, the kids. They don't know how to behave. They misbehave. They pester. The dogs get fed up and attack. Okay? Every single source, people. We have not found not one where they say the dogs just attack kids because they love to attack them. And that's the real truth of it. Just like they love to attack small dogs, just to attack them. What about this? Where your fellow behaviorists told on you. This is that class I told you all about, that most of you have seen, where this guy has dogs lined up on both sides of a child, and he's trying to train the dogs to not want to attack the child. The dogs are growling. They're preparing their bodies to attack. They're yanking on the collars, trying to reprimand them. This is a class to train dogs away from wanting to attack kids. I kid you not. So why on earth are you out here with this narrative that dog attacks on kids is the result of them pestering the innocent angel? Why is that? Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. You all should be ashamed. And you should want to rectify your profession. Okay? There are more. Oh, I know you all remember this. And the killer part about this, it's not just this video. There was an article written along with it. Several articles, if I'm not mistaken, with this video. Yeah, check this out. Positively Victoria Stilwell. I don't know. But boy, oh boy. Now y'all remember this video, right? Look at this article. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm just show you a small portion of it. Look at this. Look at this. They're talking about, yeah, a lot of people get attacked by dogs. To some people, the bites may seem out of the blue. But to those in the know, the causes are obvious. Whoa. Okay. And this is a veterinary technician. She said, we read dog bite reports, and it tends to be people don't know body language of dogs and don't exhibit proper behavior to the dogs, so the dog behaves as an animal. What? What? Stop. You don't have to do this with any other animal. Why do we have to do all these things for dogs just so they won't attack us? We got to look at them a certain way. We got to stand a certain way. We got to face them. We got to do this, all this posturing and gesturing. Get out of here. This is lunacy. Lord, that's not even what I wanted to show you. Look at this. She emphasizes further, people don't educate their children as to how to handle and act around dogs. That's all this article is about. They basically wrote a whole article inspired by this sick video right here. Man, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I'm going to share a link right now. I'm going to share a link. I don't know where I find all these crazy, sick articles. They just pop up nonstop. It's back to back. The sickest, most twisted. Like, what on earth are you smoking? Look at this. It's just nothing. It's just nothing but venom. Venom. Horrible kids. You don't know how to behave. You bring the attack onto yourself. You got what you deserved. That's the narrative. That's the energy. The dogs are always provoked. A dog would never attack for no reason. Boy, this is madness. This needs to be checked. This needs to be dealt with and responded to by many people in the public. We got to stop ignoring this. This nuttery is a real problem. Now, most of you seen this sick video. My goodness. But if you haven't, brace yourself. It's very short, 36 seconds long. You see, this was uploaded in honor of Dog Bite Prevention Week. I think it's week, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's week. Maybe it might be day. But this was their advice. This is what they wanted to educate the public on. A lot of people want to know why dogs attack kids. The people who ask that question deserve the truth. And this is not the truth. It's really that simple. Did this attack that took place at Willard School, did it involve this scenario right here? Did these kids go up to that mutt while it was in a room by itself and start to impose themselves on that mutt? Or were they minding their own business like they always are, and the dog just came up and attacked? So videos like this doesn't help anyone. It doesn't bring anyone any closer to preventing these attacks. And that's a failure. You are failing your future generation. You're failing your future. Lying to them, lying on them, and lying to them. That's why so many kids grow up resentful. They grow up sensing this nonsense that nobody speaks out about. Everybody want to give it the silent treatment. No, a problem is a problem. People got to get over their emotions. This is a problem. Murders, they are problems. Tortures, these crazy mutilations, these are problems. Stop calling them accidents. They're not accidents. I mean, how could you say that anyways? Now, as I digress, another story went down a few hours ago. I think a 4-day-old was killed by a husky. They made a mistake and reported that it was a 4-year-old. But it was not a 4-year-old. It was a 4-day-old. Look at the article. Look at how short the article is. This is the whole article right here. A dog killed a 4-day-old baby in Cave Springs last week, according to Nathan Smith, Benton County prosecutor. On December 14, 2022, look at this. Look at how they wrote this. The husky put its mouth on the baby's head. The husky's tooth penetrated the baby's head. Let me read that again. Look at how they wrote that. The husky put its mouth on the baby's head. The husky's tooth penetrated the baby's head. They wanted to say it in the least aggressive way possible. They tried their best to lighten the blow. But why would you do that? Why not just say the husky mauled the infant? That's what happened. You mean puts its mouth on the baby's head and then the tooth just penetrated the baby's head on its own? Is that what you're saying? That's how they worded it. The husky put its mouth on the baby's head. Okay. The husky's tooth jumped out of the dog's mouth and penetrated the baby's. Is that what you're saying? They worded that as if the dog had no intention, as if the dog had nothing to do with it. Right? As if the dog didn't actually do it at all. The dog simply put his mouth on the baby's head, and the dog's tooth just grew a mind of its own. You see it. I'm not making this up. Here, let me share a link to that. People, we better get used to this. Our work never ends. Our work never ends, people. This is an ongoing war. A true crusade. This is a true battle. And they're always doing something. Something that you just have to report on. Yeah. Who words it like that? The dog put its, okay, buddy. Okay. I get what you're trying to do. Man, oh man. And this is another story surfaced a few hours ago. There are more attacks than this. 5 people hurt in a dog attack. This is in England, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, 5 people. What is this? Look at the chaos. Look at the violence. Look at how violent these things are. Look at my channel. All of you dog lovers, you people who doubt or, you disagree. Look at my channel. Look at all those flipping stories. Stop it. And this is consistent, man. I don't even go a week without reporting something. It's hard to get through a day without a new story popping up somewhere. Do you understand how violent these things are? They're violent creatures. You create all kinds of devices. You create signs that prove that you know they're violent and dangerous. Beware of dogs. You got dog pepper spray, dog batons. You got dog this, air horns. Right? You got all this stuff. Police forces. And you want to sit back and play dumb, bring these things into schools and teach kids to hug them? Literally. Bring dogs in there, have these kids hugging them. Many of those kids have a healthy fear of dogs for good reason. And they go in there and wipe that clean away. And they put peer pressure on those students because they don't want to go against the crowd. They'll all fall in line. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to be the evil person who doesn't like dogs. Y'all got to snap out of that. You got to snap out of that. If you don't want to do all that, just walk out the room. Walk out of the classroom. Teacher asks what you're doing. Tell them you're allergic. Tell them you're allergic. Tell them you got cyanophobia or something. You are allergic. You got voluntary cyanophobia. Okay, this is a healthy fear. Man, this is crazy. So I plead to these behaviorists. I'm really trying to get one of you to engage us. Okay? I'm not the only one who have dialogue with you. But you all have a lot of misinformation out here. And you should be ashamed of it. Because it's costing people lives. It's literally costing people's kids their lives and well-being. How can you sleep at night? As a behaviorist, a trainer, how can you sleep at night? Tell me that. How could you be that cold? That's pure evil. You got to snap out of it. Tell the truth. As simple as that. That's not asking for too much. Tell the truth. These things have no place in society. Nobody can argue in defense of these things existing in our society, especially the way that they are right now. Family members, they ridicule you if you have a dog chained outside. They shame you. No, you have to bring them inside. You have to bring them inside. Where all the vulnerable members of the house is. And then the most vulnerable makes up the majority of attack victims. So it's not only immoral, it's a violation of the law. We don't need no extra laws. We don't need no extra laws to ban dogs. And that's a big point. Because a lot of people hear me, they think I'm trying to get some laws changed. No, I'm saying enforce the laws we have. Enforce the laws we have. It's that simple. Okay, you enforce the laws we have, dogs would be banned, especially these large, vicious dogs. I mean, the nerve. You have no regulation on pit bulls. The nerve and the way that they promote them in the most overt way. Hey, yeah, adopt a adult pit bull that we just found on the street somewhere. Oh, you're a good person. You're the best type of dog lover if you do that. You know, that's like their upper echelon. There's like levels of dog nuttery where when you do the most outlandish things, you're seen as a greater dog lover. And the people who will hug a stray pit bull, adult stray pit bull they found somewhere, they're viewed as the highest level. Oh, you're so brave. Oh, you love dogs that much. Oh, you love them that much and you trust them that much. That's so admirable. Oh, yeah, that's like the top class. Okay, and they actually promote these dogs in that same way. The dodo, that's just a promo. And shout out to Dave C. I think it was Dave C. who pointed out that the dodo used to, like when they started out, they didn't focus as much on pit bulls. And only later started pushing pit bulls more and more. Basically, as a pit bull, almost completely pro pit bull. They throw other animals in just as sidekicks, but their main thing is dogs and primarily pit bulls. Sick stuff, man. But something this sick, yeah, you will trigger the grassroots. And we're here now. We're here now. We're going to make some noise and until this nonsense is removed from society. Right? Big shout out Louise Charles D. Curry in the building. Kenny, Macho Mike, Equator, Moochie. What's going on this hump day? How y'all doing out here? Hope you're being productive. It's possible this week. I need to do some house cleaning. Okay. Hope you're staying clean and safe. It's about to get cold. Well, it is cold. About to get a lot colder up where I am. Make sure y'all bundle up. Do all your shopping tomorrow. Okay, you might have some problems come Friday. And that's why I got to get away from this weather. I can't deal with this. I don't want to grow old, have to deal with this, have to walk worried I'm going to slip and fall, bust my head. No, I don't want to do that. Isn't this crazy? This is a wacky, wacky channel. It's wacky, man. It's straight out of Matrix or something. These people, they just don't stop. And it's crazy how every single story that surfaces, none of them coincide with the rhetoric that behaviorists put out here. There has not been one report yet that confirmed their narrative. Crazy, crazy stuff. So who is it? Ilana Reisner, all of you, Doggy Daycare, what is it? Bright Dog Academy, all these behaviorists. You know, we're looking for you. We demand answers. We demand answers. As a professional, you have a responsibility to the public, especially when we're talking about safety, especially when we're talking about child safety. You don't be out here lying on kids, trying to project dogs as harmless and they only attack when you bother them, when every single report that we hear and see is of a mutt attacking unprovoked, every single one. You don't put information like that out here. Do y'all understand that? It's not hard to understand. This, they need to remove this. Cattle dog publishing. Okay. All kinds of crazy stuff here on the internet. All this nonsense need to be taken down. Putting all this misinformation out here when you know how bloodthirsty these brainless mutants are. It's time to wake up. 2023. We're going to turn some heads around. Okay? We're going to stay on y'all's necks. Yes. You know what? You watch what I tell you. I'm telling you, people, our narrative, our talking points, and people gonna write books about this stuff. You're gonna see books. You might see a movie dealing with how this is just starting. They've been able to shame us into silence up until now. It's just starting. And they know that this is in a lot of people. A lot of these dog lovers, they know that what we talk about, it's in a lot of people. And you can tell when a certain narrative will catch on quickly. You can just tell. And with this, everyone, for the most part, pretty much knows that there's a shaming element when it comes to dogs. Where a lot of people accept dogs because they feel like they're expected to. There's some pressure from society at play. And we are aware of this. And it's the recklessness of this dog culture. That's why they've made it so easy to point out. And boy, oh boy, it just does not stop. Right? Shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. And I hope to see you back on the next as we continue with this crusade.